Hi, this session is on applying conversion skills. So we have learned how to convert units using tools like our conversion chart. And now let's actually apply it to some real life problems. Now question 1 says, arrange the following in ascending order. Ascending is from smallest to largest. A for arise, so from the bottom to top. Okay, and we have 1A, we have these measurements here, these units, and B as well. So let's focus on A. I can see I've got 12.5 meters, 150 centimeters, and 0.02 kilometers. Now, it's up to you which unit you choose to convert to. I can convert these two to meters, or I can convert these two to centimeters, or all of them to kilometers. Doesn't matter, we can still compare numbers and arrange them. But I know that if I convert the bigger units, so the bigger units are meters and kilometers, if I convert these two to centimeters, which is my smallest unit, I know my value, my number will get bigger. Okay, bigger, if you start with bigger, your value gets bigger. And that will help me maybe to avoid decimals. So I'll do that. I'll convert my bigger units to the smallest one. In this case, it's centimeters. Okay, so I'm converting into centimeters, the smallest unit. So 12.5 meters is equal to how many centimeters, and convert kilometers as well. 0.02 kilometers is equal to how many centimeters. Once I change these two to centimeters, I can compare and arrange. Okay, so 12.5 meters, you can use your conversion chart if that helps. So I'm going from meters to centimeters, so I times by 100. You can also do it mentally. So if I am multiplying by 100, I need to move this decimal 2 places to the right. So 1, 2, whoops. So it's getting a bit messy. So don't forget to add my 0 in there and a decimal point, and that one disappears. So my number will be 1250. So 1250. Decimal point can now be invisible. So 12.5 meters is 1250 centimeters. And I'll convert my kilometers into centimeters. So if I'm going from kilometers to centimeters, I have to times by 1,000 and then times by 100. So altogether I have 5 zeros, that's 100,000. Okay, I'll just do this one down here and add in some zeros. Okay, so times by 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's go, move it 5 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. And there is my decimal point. So no longer there. Okay, so I can see my number, I don't need that 0 there either, will be 2 and 3 zeros, or 2,000. Don't need that decimal point in 0, that can also be invisible as well. Okay, so now that I have converted all of my units, let's arrange them. Now when I write my final answer for the question, I will write down these in order. The values, the numbers that we had to begin with. Don't just put these ones, because they want us to arrange what they've given us. So I've converted the units to compare. So I've got 150 centimeters, 1,250 centimeters, and 2,000 centimeters. So arranging in, what was it? In ascending order, so smallest to largest. Okay, so my smallest one I can see is 150 centimeters. So that one is my smallest. Now, out of these two, 1,250 is the next one, second smallest. So that was 12.5 meters. So I'm going to write 12.5 meters for my final answer. And then 2,000 centimeters, which was 0.02 kilometers, was the largest one. So I have arranged them in ascending order. Now with B, we are arranging these values. The smallest unit is millimeters, so I'm going to convert centimeters to millimeters and meters to millimeters. help me avoid decimals. Okay, so I'm converting my centimeters to millimeters. Let's do that one first. So centimeters to millimeters, just in case you have forgotten, we're going from centimeters to millimeters times by 10. So I'll times that by 10 to change my color. So 1 0, I move it to the right, one spot. So there's my decimal. So I now have 0.52 millimeters. Okay, that could have been invisible. Alright, so here meters to millimeters, conversion chart, meters to millimeters times by 100 and then times by 10. So how many zeros altogether? 1, 2, 3. So 3 zeros. So we're multiplying by 1,000. So times this by 1,000. I can see I have space, so move it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There's its new spot. So 0.052 millimeters or 0.052 millimeters. Okay, now I haven't avoided decimals, but that's okay. I can still compare these values and see which one is smaller. So if I have a look, I've got 520 millimeters, 0.52 millimeters, 0.052 millimeters. Which one's the smallest out of these? Well, straight away I can see this one here, 0.0, and here I've got 0.5. So 0.0 is the smallest. So that was this one here. So in my final answer, I'll have 0.000052 meters. That's the smallest one. Then the next one would be this one here, because 0 point is smaller than a whole number here. So that was this one here, which was 0.052 centimeters. Let's double check that in the question. Yep, 0.052. Okay, and so I didn't leave enough room, but imagine I wrote it here. The next one is the last one, the 520 millimeters. I'll just squeeze it in. Okay, that has been arranged in ascending order from smallest to largest. Okay, we have to convert our units first to compare, and then in our final answer we write down the question, we write down the actual numbers they gave us. For the last question here, it says number 2, steel chain costs $5 per meter. How much does it cost to buy chain for the following lengths? 1 kilometer, and B, 5,000 millimeters. So straight away we can see our cost is per meter. We need to convert kilometers to meters and convert millimeters to meters as our first step. Okay, so 1 kilometer is how many meters? Well, I know 1,000 meters makes up 1 kilometer. So that will be 1,000. And of course we can use our conversion chart as well. 5,000 millimeters is how many meters? So if I do go to my conversion chart, I'm going from millimeters to meters. So I can see that I'm starting with a smaller unit, so my number should be getting smaller. Over here, kilometers was bigger than meters, so 1 became 1,000. It became bigger. Here it becomes smaller. So millimeters to meters, I've got to divide by 10 and then divide by 100. So 3 zeros altogether. So I'm dividing by 1,000. So divide by 1,000. So my decimal is over here. When I divide, I'm getting smaller. I go to the left. So 1, 2, 3, because there's 3 zeros. So my number is just 5 meters, or 5.0, but we know that 5.0 can be invisible. Now that I have converted my units, I need to work out the cost. So if I have 1 kilometer, which we know it's 1,000 meters, and it costs $5 per meter, I just have to multiply 1,000 by 5 to work out the cost. And the same with this one. If 5,000 millimeters is 5 meters, just go 5 times the cost, which is $5, to work it out. Okay, so 1,000 times 5, we can do this mentally. 1 times 5 is just 5, add our 3 zeros. So the cost, don't forget your dollar sign, will be $5,000. 5 meters, So once again, all I got to do is go, okay, well, 5 times 5, because the cost is $5, that leaves me with $25. Okay, so the cost of A was $5,000, the cost for B would come to $25.